昼の話なんだが。
Hello and welcome back to Fate. Hello, Ataraxia. Last time we went Love Detective. This time we're doing Love Detective. Let's continue. After 6 period ends, the three of us gather together again. It's noisy around us as people come and go on their way home or to club activities or prep school. We keep our voices down as we talk in the midst of the after-school commotion.
三綴城のことか。
そう。誰が彼氏だと思う？
No one? Yeah. I mean, I think... Like, when I met her earlier in this, she explicitly was alone and... I mean, she might have had a boyfriend, I guess, but... I guess I got the impression that she's the sort that never really made the effort to go out and do that, but maybe that's just me. At the very least, I don't think she had one by the current time of the game. I don't know exactly what time frame this is, but I don't think it's... I think this is probably before everything happens. Naturally, we refrain from talking about this in loud voices. I stand up and propose that we talk while walking to the track and field club. Makadare answers with a Roger and Yukika nods.
ユキッチの方が先に気づいてたよな。心当たり何かある？
With nothing to lose by trying, Makadare asks Yukika. Yukika tilts her head in thought for a while, but then becomes dejected. So, nothing after all.
三綴さんのお付き合いなんてちょっと思いつかないな。
そうだよな。そうなるとだな。うん。井村くん。
So, she just asked me frankly when she doesn't know the answer herself, huh? And she says, I see brain cells, like I'm sharp, but doesn't it sound more like I'm asleep instead?
難しいな。三綴城の地気旧式から蓋然性によって判断するしかあるまい。
地気旧式？蓋然性？カネさ、もうちょっとシンプルに生きようぜ。
つまり三綴さんの知り合いにそれっぽい人がいないかなって見当をつけてくってことだよね、カネちゃん。
I am grateful for Yukika's quick understanding.
そうかそうか。で、誰あたりに？
そうだな。
What's this sound? A male that is connected to Mississuri Aiko and has the possibility of ending up in a romantic relationship with her. I can probably eliminate any underclassmen, and the third years that graduated back in April can also be put aside. Underclassmen? I don't know anyone else that's a third year and... Well... Whoa. Wait. Oh, no, yeah, no. Is she the same year as Emiya? She is the same year as Emiya. For some reason, I thought they were a higher year. And I was imagining Emi and Sakura in the same year, but no. I'm wrong. In that case, there is someone. Just one guy with the potential to end up in a relationship with her. The third year playboy at Homer Ohara that frequently shows up in my notebook.
マトだ。
No! Don't smile at that, Shinji.
嘘だろ。
Makinare's first words were those of shock. Yukio was apparently so stunned that she couldn't even speak. It should not have been such a strange answer to them, though.
何を驚く？
だってあのシンジのことだよな。2年の妹さんのマトサクラじゃなくて。
マト君か。
It's like everyone that has been given a personality hates the guy. That's the thing. You have to be like literally a faceless NPC to like him. It was quite impressive to see Yukika show such great disdain on her face. I understand why she wore such an expression. After all, Mato Shinji was a very notorious person some time ago.
いや、 いくらなんでもそれはないんじゃないのか、ヒムロ。
Probably.
三釣城は弓道部部長、的藤真二は副部長。二人の関わりは極めて深い。
That's pretty skin deep.
それに2年の頃の的藤は確かに鼻持ちならない輩であったが、昨今は随分まともになっていると聞く。
How recently? Like, oh, I guess you're in the third year currently, at the very least. Japanese school years start in like May or something, right? April, something like that. So that's a pretty wide range up until the current time that this could be. I'd only heard about it though. I didn't feel inclined to check if it was actually true. I cannot forget the humiliation I suffered in the past when he told me, "Ah ha ha, you're stuffy and your father's an important official in this town, so it's impossible for you to play with me, Himuro-san." Was it prompted? Did he just say that like randomly?
それだけで三釣とシンジが、あの二人弓道部でもいろいろ衝突してたって噂あったぞ。
それに注目すべきは2月のことだ。的藤も確か三釣城と同じ病院に入院していたはずだ。二人は退院するまでかなり時間がかかったから、その病院で何らかの接触を持った可能性も否定できない。
Okay. Makes sense enough. So there was one, at least, of the timelines where he came out, you know, like he could live through it, technically. I don't remember. I don't remember how that turned out. That could make him so that actually would work for him. Actually, did we save Shinji? I feel like we might have saved Shinji when he went and became a Grail. Damn, it's been too long. And the details about Shinji are the things I'd probably want to repress the most. I feel that may be forcing the facts together a bit too much, but I've decided to continue with this hypothesis until the end.
同病相憐れむではないが、お互い入院生活で親近感を抱き、もともとの関係ゆえもあって恋愛関係に発展した。ありえないシナリオではない。それに的藤真二の変化が三釣城にもあるのだとすれば、それはそれで説得力を感じないか？
Mitsuzuri Aiko would surely restrain Mato Shinji's behavior even more if she were with him. Supposing that Mato Shinji's bad reputation as someone with a very rampant irresponsible nature has lessened to a certain extent, it could be conjectured that is due to a certain someone admonishing him.
おお、なるほど。そう考えればありえない話じゃないな。
Sure, but you could probably come up with this sort of thing for like literally every single person in her life. She has a brother. Well, they have known each other for a pretty long time. Anything could happen.
三釣さんが的藤くんと。
Yukika still doesn't seem convinced yet, but that is understandable. Honestly, I probably trust her instincts more than anyone on this. Makidare seemed to believe it for a moment, but then frowns.
でもな、的藤真二っつったら本命は遠坂とばっかり思ってたけど。
何を言うか、牧野島承知のあの遠坂城だぞ。的藤真二程度ではどうにもなるものではあるまい。それに同じ時期にかの恵宮が遠坂城と付き合い始めたと知って、心境の変化ゆえに対象を変えたのかもしれない。
Makidare, don't try to fight with logic. It's your weak point. Could Makidare suddenly have gotten facial neuralgia? When the names of Emi and Tosaka are mentioned, the area around her cheeks stiffen. Mention it more. As someone who likes to act aloof and superior with Miss Tosaka, she probably considers Emiya as her arch nemesis. Okay. I guess I must have read too much into... I don't know, I feel like I read too much into her previous actions from Emiya's perspective. That or Himuro's really not picking up on it. Mrs. Uriaiko and Matsu Shinji, huh? No, not a fucking chance. Indeed, these two...
絵にならんな、このカップルは。
出たよ、氷室の審美眼が。 そういうところはうるさいな、相変わらず。
でもやっぱりそういうのは大事だと思う。
Well, from an outsider's perspective, I'm sure. Even if Makidera doesn't understand, it's fine as long as Yukihira Even if Makidera doesn't understand, it's fine as long as Yukihira does. After clearing my throat, I continue the conversation.
さて、これが三綴り魔導カップル説の概要だ。問題はこの可能性からどのように確証を得るのであるかだが。
Or just give you a different lead. It doesn't have to be that.
三綴り捕まえて聞くとか。
You'll fail.
やってみるかね、牧野氏。
I respond coldly to Makidera's overly direct approach. Although I didn't say those words to try to pick a fight, Makidera lets out a grandiose "Gah" to show how much he doesn't want to.
冗談だろそれ。あの武芸達者の三綴りにんなこと聞いてみろ。ぎそうだ、ユキッチなら三綴りでも噛みつかないか。
私
I like how they gave her just a blinking reaction while smiling, like, wait, what? Yukio would probably be a better choice to do this instead of Makidera. However, it would be unfair to suddenly make her do such a thing.
本人に尋ねてわかるものでもあるまい。欲しいのは傍証であり確証だ。こと恋愛に関しては当事者の意見が一番信用できない一面もある。
Like saying, ew, no, I hate that guy. Obviously, that means they must be in love.
ヒムロ様は無情なことをおっしゃるようで。じゃあ三綴り本人もなし、真治もなし。お、そうなるといいのが一人いたぞ。
Sakura. That's my idea, at least. Makidera puffs up her chest with pride. Yukiya and I stop walking and listen to her suggestion. After checking left and right, Makidera confidently says the name of the person she has in mind.
三綴りみのりだ。
Oh, right, she does have a brother. I met him that one time.
1年の三綴さんの弟さん？
おお、いいところに目をつけたな。なるほど。現弓道部であるし、何より三綴城の実の弟だ。
Since he's a member of Mrs. Yuryaku's family, his testimony is the best to use as a reference. I don't think he'll be very cooperative. I think he's very scared of his sister too, right? Should he be inclined, we might be able to find out from him who the boyfriend is once and for all. After all, his position as a family member who lives with Miss Uzuri is different from us fellow classmates at Homohara. Right, Makidera says triumphantly. However, Yukiya tilts her head in thought and then eventually shook her head.
ダメだと思う。
え、どうしてさ、ユキッチ。
Makidera is confused at the sign of doubt expressed by someone unexpected. I also did not think Yukiya would deny Mitsuri's little brothers a possible clue.
ユキか、その心は。
ほら、弟ってお姉ちゃんがどんな相手と付き合ってるのか知らないんじゃないのかな。うちの弟たちも私のことはまるで気にしないし。
As a younger sibling myself, I can say with confidence, I don't give a fuck. Especially back in high school. Do your own shit. Maybe if I was older, I actually would have more of an interest because maybe I feel more protective of the sibling. But, nah, just go do your shit. Don't bother me with it.
ああ、そうだったね。
Makidera bowed due to having poked a sore spot for Yukiya. Yukiya certainly did have 4 younger brothers. Her words on the matter should therefore be placed in high regard.
言われてみればな。噂によると相当つっけんどんらしいし、弟くん。
Man, you guys do gossip a lot, don't you?
ただでさえ姉と弟の関係がそうであるのに、ましてや弟さんのその性格が絡めば難航が予想されるな。厄介。
You might also even tip off Mitsuzuri herself. We stop walking. Allowing the investigation to suddenly come to a halt here would also mean defeat. Someone else. Someone even closer to Mato Shinji than Mitsuzuri Aiko. Actually, isn't there an unexpectedly ideal person for this?
確かにいた。そうだな。彼女なら確実だろう。
Sakura still? Or maybe Rin? People who actually interact with her? I'm trying to think of who else.
お話って何ですか？牧寺先輩。
Oh boy. Mato Sakura, Mato Shinji's younger sister. It's quite simple. We can ask Mrs. Irako's younger brother, so we merely changed our target to Mato Shinji's younger sister. Certainly, a younger brother might not have any interest in his big sister's love life, but there's no way a younger sister wouldn't be interested in her big brother's activities in that regard.
ごめんな。あまり大したことじゃないんだけどね。
はい。部活関係のことでしょうか。
Oh yeah, we're gonna raid it. You can kick all your guys' ass and take your lunch money and... She's the current captain of the archery club. Her predecessor was Mitsuzuri Aiko. As someone involved, she's in an ideal position to give testimony. Are you willing to swear on this Bible, Sakura? The gentle face and beautiful Miss Mato looks uncomfortable for some reason. That's only natural. She, a second year, has been called out by herself to the backwoods by 3 third years. There's no way she would stay calm and composed.
このような場所に呼び出して申し訳ない。一つ、麻藤さんに尋ねたいことがあって時間を取らせてもらった。
はい。
答えづらいことであれば、無理に答えていただかなくてもいい。
Oh my goodness, her shifty eyes. Saying that just makes more and more question marks appear above Matsuzakura's head. Makidera has the corners of her mouth turned down, and Yukiya obviously can't settle down. I push the temple of my glasses with my finger. I shall do the same, and take a deep breath.
貴女の兄、麻藤真司のことで一つ尋ねたいことがある。
An unfortunate question that's probably been asked of her several times. In an instant, the sound of leaves falling and piling up the ground in the forest comes to a stop. That was how much her mood completely changed at the mention of Mato Shinji's name. A tense atmosphere that hesitates to even stir. She, I, and even Yukiya forget to breathe and sink into silence.
兄さんがどうかしたのですか？
Oh my goodness, this is not the atmosphere to ask this question. Are they gonna give up? Her demeanor has suddenly changed. She gave off a feeling of clear trepidation and suspicion. I could tell that Makidera was starting to edge back. Yukiya was merely shocked by this change in Miss Mato. Unlike myself, I spoke frantically.
些細なことだ。いや、むしろ下世話で老劣でくだらないことだ。
Oh, someone's panicking.
なので、そんなに構えないでくれると助かるのだが。
Miss Mato's really not letting her guard down. Just ask the damn question. Have I failed? No, it was completely unexpected for her to harbor such deep suspicion over matters involving Mato Shinji. Just what the heck is going on between this brother and sister? Therein must lay things that are difficult to understand. Something must have happened. An uncomfortable-looking Makidera tugs at my sleeve.
やめた方がいいんじゃないの、氷室。
ここまで来てそうもいくまい。やめてもよいが、魔頭城に疑心暗鬼になられたままというのも居心地。
It's an awkward conversation. I shake my head slightly and ask the stone-faced Miss Mato.
貴女の兄君、麻藤真司は三辻綾子と男女交際の関係にあるのか？
Miss Mato widened her eyes and was literally at a loss for words.
もう一回おっしゃっていただけますか？ 日村先輩。
And I think there's your answer.
いや、だから的尾真司と三釣綾子、すなわち君の兄君と君の先輩の元部長が今付き合っているのかどうかと。
Laugh.
なんでそうなるんですか？
No, come on, Sakura, laugh. When you say it like that, I agree. Mata, Shinji, and Mitsuzuri Ayako are in a romantic relationship. When I say it again like that, this bearing is too unreasonable. It was something I understood deep down, but...
的尾さん、
ここにおわす氷室先輩殿がな、どうも三釣元部長と付き合っているのは君の兄貴ではないかと当たりをつけたわけで、それを君なら知ってるんじゃないかなと。
How to throw your friends under the bus 101.
まるで私に全て責任があるような口調ではないか、牧寺先輩殿。全くないとは言わないが、三釣城の男性関係に興味があるのはそもそも牧の字ではないか。
よくわからないんですけど。
Miss Mato is flustered since the usual conversation has started between me and Magidera. It was only natural that she would be confused when she was not aware of the prior details.
その様子からするとよほど意外と。
はい。兄さんが三釣先輩とお付き合いしていることは、やっぱりそうなんだ、的尾さん。
Yukika is relieved, finally throwing off her reserve. She makes a gentle expression.
外れたな、氷室。座布団1枚没収だ。
持っていけるものなら座布団でも何でも持っていくがよい。ただ曖昧な可能性よりも明確に否定される方が調査には有用だ。
Makidera seems more disappointed than I am and grumbles besides me. I don't really understand how floor cushions act as a standard, but could it be that the hierarchy is decided by cushions at her home? Perhaps there are such feudalistic customs at old dry goods wholesale stores. I swallow back a sigh. Though she had acted firmly until now, a dark cloud now hangs over Miss Mato as she opens her mouth to speak.
そもそも昔から兄さんは三釣先輩に苦手意識を持ってるんです。三釣先輩は兄さんをどう思っているのか存じませんが。
いや、部外の人間に言いづらいことがあるのなら言わなくていい。我々はただ三釣城の交際相手に興味があるだけに過ぎない。
I emphasize that and try to undo Mato Sakura's wariness against us. At this rate, we will tread into the seemingly serious issues between the Mato siblings instead of the matter of Mrs. Ayako. Makidera calls out "Hey" to the still pensive Miss Mato.
なんだ、シンジのことは別だ。もし何かあったらこっちも相談に乗るよ。あいつもね、もうちょっと相手を選んでればそう迷惑なやつでもないんだけど。
マキにそう言われると尋常ではなさそうに聞こえるな。
Makidera retorts with "Shut up," while Miss Mato watches with an apologetic smile. I felt that we had asked something inexcusable in more ways than one, but I've established this clearly.
さて、時間を借りてすまなかった、的尾さん。
いえ、お気になさらずに、日村先輩。
最後に一つ。的尾さん、貴女は三釣綾子の交際相手に心当たりはないか？
Miss Mato's gaze swam above us. Did she have an idea? Or is she hiding something she knew? Eventually, she nodded. Although we were in the middle of the woods in autumn, she gave a smile like a blooming bud in spring.
竜道先輩なんか、三釣先輩の素敵なお相手ですね。
Huh. To be continued. Oh, we're just going on. Fine. No objection here.
なあ、どうするよ、ヒムロ。
どうするというと、やはりあのことか、牧野氏。
I mean, I don't think she actually, like, gave a proper answer. I think she gave, like, a, wouldn't that be nice? I'm also trying to remember who Ryudo was. Was that Issei? Is that the temple's name? I think it is. Huh. It fell upon us to solve this new enigma. Perhaps enigma would be an overstatement, but when Mitsuzuri Mato, the Mitsuzuri Mato theory is tragically disproven, it gave birth to an entirely new possibility. Huddled together, before homeroom, the three of us convene to discuss this new development. Well, I think if we go through Issei and Shinji, we've gone through the entirety of the male cast outside Emiya. So that means the last act, since we're having acts, right? The 3-act structure. The last act has to be Emiya, right? The three of us convene to discuss this new development. Our topic was...
竜道くんと三辻さんか。お似合いのカップルだよね。
絵になる。この上もなく絵になる。
Which is exactly why it's unrealistic, right?
何しろあの竜道一世だ。絵面という意味ではこれに勝る素材はありえない。
Yuki gets side with what seemed to be like adoration. Ryudo Issei, the student council president, who still holds the title of best looking male student even into his senior year. What? Was that ever mentioned? What? He's an honor student as well, and said to possess some degree of martial skill despite his appearance. An honest-to-goodness Renaissance man, whose talents shine in sharp contrast to that of the spoiled Mato Shinji. The relation between him and Mitsuzuri Ayako, doesn't she have a really good reputation too? But I mean, I'm happy you're agreeing that Issei's best girl, but no. I want to keep it to myself. But Makidera didn't appear to accept this at all. She made her disapproval clear to Yukika and me.
絵になるって、絵になれば何でもいいのかよ。
重要ではないか。絵になれば世にある大方の物事は許されてしかるべきなのだ。
From an outsider's perspective again.
でもね、マキちゃん。竜道くんと三辻さんのお付き合い、素敵だなって思わない？
Yukika seemed quite happy with the idea after she heard it from Matsu Sakura. I mean, I think that's basically the same train of thought that got Sakura thinking that, rather than anything, you know, real. An understandable reaction. They really would be the kind of beautiful couple one might paint a portrait of. I mean, it's funny because it's like this anime art style, and it's like I like and dislike certain designs, but pure beauty isn't really something that, you know, comes out. Like, there's obviously stuff that's supposed to not look good, and those are pretty blatant. But, you know, anything above that's so samey, I guess, to an extent, that it's hard to establish. A decorated hakama in white shiramuku would present a stunning contrast side by side, or even a sharp tuxedo alongside a snow-white wedding dress. My inner artist immediately begins composing idealized images of the two. No criticism could be made of this match. If it were up to me, that is.
いやまあ、確かにそれは認めるけどさ。だけど、あの竜道一世が三辻と交際するなんて目がありえるか？私はないと思うけど。
マキちゃん、なんでかな？
I think she's the only one that's ever actually dealt with him.
なんでも何も、竜道会長は運動部嫌いで文化部びいきだっただろう。
確かにな。昨年度は予算絡みで大いに紛糾した記憶はある。
その竜道一世がだぞ。有力部活の弓道部部長、三辻に惚れるなんてありえるか？
Influential? How? How is it influential? Yukiya seemed disappointed as she realized this as well. Makidare had a point. There's some logic to it, but she wasn't seeing the whole picture.
何も竜道一世が一個人である前に生徒会長であるわけでもなかろう。マキ、君が陸上部の牧寺楓であることが個人牧寺楓であることに優先する。
いやー、あの会長様ならそれもありえなくもないって。何しろ未だに語り草になってる堅物だし。
well.
確かにそれもある。だがそうなれば。
I mean, I do legitimately think that you just haven't really known him either. Not that knowing him would improve that opinion. The three of us pull up our chairs, huddling even closer. In that case, this entire hypothesis would be invalid.
ロミオとジュリエットだ。
なんだそれは。
Really? You're going the star-crossed lovers route between the student council president and the athletic club leader?
竜道くんと三辻さんがお互いに敵同士でも本当は好きなのってことかな。
Correct. Yes, she's quicker in the uptake than Makidara.
つまりだ牧野寺。竜道一世は立場として運動部と対立せざるを得ない。そうなれば逆に数少ない女性部長である三辻城は彼の意識するところになる。なればこそ逆に敵であるからこそ男女の意識が生まれ恋が生まれる余地があろうかと。さらには敵対する立場というのは時に悲恋に染まりロマンチックに燃え上がる可能性もある。
Muse Makidara, impressed. I want to smirk and comment that I totally made it sound like an opera, but...
なるほどね。三辻も竜道も道ならぬ恋にこそ思えってわけか。
Oh, that's not the forbidden love Issei's getting.
さよう。またこの説を取れば今まで三辻城と竜道一世との交際が露見しなかったことの説明にもなる。
Wait,
このようなことをあの寺の子が言い出せるわけがない。
Why did the music stop?
お寺の子？誰？カネちゃん。
Did she realize how ridiculous it sounded and then just double down?
死刑、竜道一世のことだ。
In my excitement, I called Rito Issei by popular nickname. Oh, okay. A lot of these people have a lot of nicknames. Emiya is well connected. Like, none of the people he knows are, like, considered insignificant in the, like, social hierarchy of the school. I appear to have gotten through to the two of them, to a point. But while Yukiya was positively in love with the idea, Makidara seemed to have a hard time accepting it. That may be, however...
竜道か。あいつ遠坂と仲悪かったよな。
See, that's one of the more likely forbidden loves. The other one being Emiya. Like 99% likely being Emiya.
仲が悪いというか急的だな。遠坂城と竜道会長の対峙は目下継続中だ。
なるほど。
What's going on in that mind of hers? Makidara's face suddenly brightens as if her prior skepticism had been a lie.
わかった。竜道と三辻をくっつけよう。
Are you talking about Mrs. Uri still, or are you talking about Tozaka?
発言の意図が不明確だぞ牧野氏。我々は別に三辻城と竜道の仲人になるわけではない。ただ交際の有無を確認するだけで。
I mean, you could also be the matchmakers if you really tried, or at least attempt to be.
いいんだ、氷室。重要なのはそこじゃない。そうか、三辻め。竜道とくっつけば、私にでかい顔もできまい。
Is this about, like, getting on Tosaka's good side? Oh my goodness, is that really it? Makide was giggling with a bizarre delight. It made me want to wave my hand in front of her to check her sanity. But, you know, if you did that, she'd probably bite it.
どうしよう、カネちゃん。マキちゃんの様子が変だよ。
大丈夫だユキカ。どこまで行っても牧の字だからな。
じゃんじゃんじゃん、かっこいいなカネ。さすがは我が孔明よ。
Her voice echoed throughout the room like a gong. I couldn't tell if she was actually praising me or just getting carried away. I rubbed my temples to stave off my headache. Oh, that actually feels pretty good. Been a while since I've done that. I felt like we had gone completely off track.
カネちゃんが孔明だったら、私は何かな。
ユキッチを三国志の武将に例えるのは難しいな。ロシュクとか。いや、そうじゃなく、また例によって証人探すんだろ。
I have no idea. I think like I've heard that general type of reference before, but I don't know it. I nodded silently. No sense adding fuel to the fire. Being who she was, there's no dissuading Makidera from trying to prove her own theory about the son of the temple and Missuzuri. I wonder where her brimming enthusiasm comes from.
さて、誰に尋ねるべきかな。竜道には確か兄弟があったはずだが。
うん、竜道寺のお兄さんだよね。お坊さんやってるの見たことある。
Didn't you already establish that he'd be trying to keep it secret? I assume that would also be from his, like, monk family, yeah? To ask a holy man about his little brother's love life would be over the line. Even more so than Mitsuzuri's little brother.
あいつは血管の中から新規臭くできてるんだな。
というか細胞遺伝子レベルだな。さてどうしたものか。こうなると竜道の人付き合いの悪さが呪わしい。
I frowned, thinking. Rito Issei is known for his very limited circle of acquaintances. They can say that, contrary to his social status, Rito is quite shy. And it looks like they are also starting to say the same thing about me, which is troubling. But I will ignore that for the time being.
だよな。生徒会長様の友人となると指折り数えるほどしか。
Hey.
げえ。
oh, we know who we're gonna talk to.
やはり彼しかない。
There is indeed someone close to Ryudo. Ryudo, who we can ask, but...
誰かな、カネちゃん。
エミヤ四郎だ。これは困ったな。遠坂城の化粧の相手ではないか。
Emiya looks so... like... I feel like I typically imagine him with a much softer face, I suppose. Expression, I guess.
ああ、そっか。
If you narrow down to people familiar with both Mitsuzuri Ayako and Rito Issei, the only one that remains is that oddball, Emiya. Indeed, he is a former member of the archery club and is one of Ryudo's close friends. But at the same time, he is Miss Tosaka's lover. Would it really be okay to rashly approach him? Makidera groans with an expression as though she just has drunken muddy water disguised as coffee.
エミヤめ、私に恨みでもあるのか。ことごとく前に立ちふさがってきやがって。
向こうはその気は全くないと思うな。仕方あるまい。この際は牧の魂胆は腹の中にしまっておくがよい。大事の前の生じというではないか。
エミヤ君。そっか、そうだよね。あ、でも遠坂さんとお付き合いしてるのなら三辻さんのことよく知ってるかもしれないな。
そういうことだ。牧の字、おとなしく諦めろ。
I feel like my game's about to break. Yeah, Black Panther, just don't bite the hand that feeds you.
すまぬ。エミヤはおらんか？
誰かと思えば氷室女子ではござらぬか。お越しいただき誠に恐悦至極。して当組のエミヤに何の御用が。
Why, thank you, gatekeeper.
戦議したき胸がある。
A tone tinged with an era long past. Is this Goto?
おお、戦議とは尋常ではない様子。取り物でござるかな。
Something of that nature?
あのエミヤシロ、当組では虫も殺さぬ痩せ浪人を装っておるが、やはりただものではなかったか。いやまあ、椅子ごと一回転した時から尋常じゃねえって言えば尋常じゃねえべさが。
That one
で
time.
氷室女子は火付盗賊改めゆえに密偵の最中でござるかね。
Sure, why not?
いや、さほどのことではないのだが、隠し事をしているわけでもなし、後ろめたいこともない。
そうですか。んじゃ率直に進言するとですな、エミヤなら屋上でござるよ。
And if he's on the roof, he's with someone.
うん、オンに切る。そういうわけだ。屋上に行こう。
So that's ours. Let's head to the roof. The two behind me are dumbfounded. I admit there's a few problems with the flavor of our conversation, but there's no reason to be so astonished.
どうしたマキ？そのまま呆れていると昼休みが終わるぞ。
今の会話何だったんだ？
すごいカネちゃん。実手とか似合いそう。
Is that really supposed to be praised? Rather, I think that Goto's acting skills should really be praised more.
ま、どうでもいいや。とにかくエミヤをとっとととっちめて吐かせる。
朝方に話した事柄を君が半分も覚えているのか怪しいものだな。
え？三綴と竜道をくっつけるんだろ？そのためにエミヤを説得する。
How does she get away with twisting her interpretation that far to suit her desires? Over the course of the 4 classes this morning, our conversation earlier has completely fermented and changed form inside of Makidera.
違うよマキちゃん。その三綴さんと竜道くんがお付き合いしてるかどうかエミヤくんに話を聞きに行くって。
そうだった？まあどっちでもいい。とにかくエミヤをギャフンと言わせる。ギャフンとな。
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're gonna beat the answer out of him. We head towards the roof. If we don't finish this quickly, all of our lunchtime will be used up. But on the way, I whispered to Makidera.
なぜそこまで三綴と竜道の交際成立にこだわる？
え？こだわってるのは氷室の方じゃないのか？
私は好奇心に過ぎないが、マキのそれはどうにも。
はあ、別に私こだわってないじゃん。
Makidera always gets worked up over using Mitsuzuri, recognizing her as her greatest rival. That's why she's using this as a chance to bring down Mitsuzuri. Is that really all?
誰か屋上にいる。マキちゃん。
そりゃエミヤがいるだろう。お。
Perhaps due to being deep in thought, I ended up falling behind the other two. Makidera and Yuki are standing at the front of the door to the rooftop. I feel an extraordinary tension emanating from their backs. Carried by the wind is...
じゃないのよ。
だから。
Emi Shiro is not the only one speaking. There's someone else with a very familiar voice.
遠坂城か？
Emiya with an expression. Oh my goodness.
どうしたのかな。二人とも様子が変。
We watch covertly from our hiding place, but we cannot hear them very well. Their voices are dispersed by the strong wind. Well, since the person we have business with is Emi Shiro, we should just come out and call for him, but...
遠坂、それはだろう。そんなの。
ふーん。だっていうの？
It did not look like a peaceful conversation. Something normal for them. Makidera gulps, and Yukiya is obviously nervous. The atmosphere between them was so dangerous that even I could do nothing but watch while concealed within the doorway's shadow. Mishiro was clearly bewildered, but is also biting back some kind of unpleasantness. Meanwhile, Tasaka is displaying a level of emotion I had never seen from her before. Even I'm not brazen enough to step out into this kind of situation.
どうするんだよ、ヒムロ。あの二人なんか変だぞ。
見ればわかる。口論しているようだが。
エミヤとトーサカが喧嘩？わお！
Don't say it too loud. How could Makidera put on such a happy face after hearing that? I feel that I'll have to reconsider her mental state one of these days.
違う。だから俺は。
わかったわよ。シローにはアヤコもセイバーもサクラもいるものね。好きにすればいいじゃない。
Wait, so this is... Okay, so... I was thinking that maybe if we went back in time, we'd see like a world where we didn't have everyone. Saber even being there didn't happen in any of them, so... Presumably it's something outside of the original three as a possibility too. Also, Ayako? Oh no, that's straight up Mrs. Zuri. I've been saying it so many times this time, and I don't even fucking remember that. We heard Miss Tosaka's last words clearly. Those provocative words were just as though she was striking him with a divorce papers. The recipient, Emiya, just stands there disheartened. And then Tosaka turns around and heads this way.
見つかった？
違う。どのみち出口はここだけだからな。
って本当に見つかっちゃうよ。
Miss Tosaka walks us away with a long, swinging stride. This is bad. If Miss Tosaka sees us doing something so shameful.
逃げるぞ、ヒムロ。
承知。
Makidera and I run away like scared rabbits. I'm not saying this to boast, but I'm confident in my short sprints, and Makidera is an ace at mid-distance running. Slipping away from Miss Tosaka isn't easy for us, however. There's one person among us who cannot demand that we cannot demand that kind of speed from. A helpless scream cries out behind our backs. There's a chance of toppling down the stairs if we run too fast, but we do not have the spare time to exchange a glance between the two of us.
頼むマキ。
了解。どうだ、すごいじゃないか、ヒムロ。
何がだ。確かにユキカを抱いてその走りは大したものだ。
じゃなくて、エミヤとトーサカの喧嘩だよ。
She has become quite ecstatic. I mean, have you really processed that? Because if it's how you're interpreting it, arriving in the classroom, I have to catch my breath more than expected.
あれ、目がクラクラする。
Just calm down. Sleep a little bit.
少しシェイクっちゃったな。すまない、ユキッチ。
Makidera's breathing is perfectly calm even as she lets Yuki get down. However, contrary to the way she appears, her chest is pounding with excitement. A lot of adrenaline, eh? Even though there are fewer people than usual in the classroom at lunchtime, they are all staring at us. I arrive at my desk and sit down, but...
しまった。エミヤに竜道の話を聞き損ねた。
言われてみればそうだったな。まあでも、そんなことどうでもいいじゃないか。
Sitting down opposite of me, Makidera starts unbagging her lunchbox. I'm impressed that she did not eat it before lunchtime today, but...
どうでもよくはない。竜道一世と三辻綾子の交際に関して結局何も得られなかったではないか。
そんなの大したことないない。その二人がくっついててもくっついてなくてももう満タイ。今
Magadera lowers her voice as she whispers about the breaking news. It's true that we have witnessed an unimaginable scene. However, our goal was Mitsuzuri Ayako. Not. After remaining indecisive for a short while, Yukiya sits down next to us with her lunch. Contrary to Magadera's excitement, Yukiya is quite depressed.
遠坂さん、相当怒ってたよね。
What would actually bring Saber and Sakura and Ayako, Mitsuzuri, together? What would they have in common that Emiya would have all of them for then? Tosaka might actually get upset about. I mean, it could be her just being upset that he has so many girls in his life. It could be that. Or it could be something with training, maybe? No. I guess Sakura could help teach some magic. Saber's obviously training him. I don't remember anything with Mitsuzuri that would imply anything like that, at least.
まあ僕年人のエミヤだからな。いつかは遠坂とうまくいかなくなるって踏んでたんだよ。いいねこりゃ。
Oh my goodness. I really hate you at the moment. You're such an asshole. Magadera scarfs down her food. Perhaps because the spectacle earlier pleased her that much. She smiles as if she had just won at life. This is troublesome.
でもね、マキちゃん、やっぱり喧嘩してるのは良くないと思うな。
I mean, it's obviously selfish of Magadera. It's not like it's because she hates Emi and wants to see him unhappy. It also implies that she doesn't care about Tosaka's feelings at all, even though she's, like that. So, yeah.
しかしあの二人には私たちから手助けも助言もしがたいだろう。遠坂城が
Speak of the devil, Mr. Saka enters the classroom. I hold my breath and watch, wondering whether or not she noticed us running away from the scene. Magadera ducks her head down and tries to hide. Yukika tries to call out to Mr. Saka but cannot. Mr. Saka goes to her seat and opens up her lunchbox. I mean, it's not like I was thinking cooking or lunchboxes or something else like that, but I mean, I don't know about Mrs. Zuri, and Sakura can cook, but Saber can't. I'm pretty confident in that. Whatever. I guess she must not have finished her lunch. Makes sense. She did leave the rooftop like that after all. Wait, did she not bring her lunchbox with her, or? She glances over, but does not seem to be interested in us. The aura emanating from her naturally takes hold over the classroom. It is difficult to speak loudly now, even more so for us after witnessing that spectacle.
怒ってるなあいつ。激烈に。
エミヤは一体何をしてくれたものだか。さて、我々も昼食にしよう。
Something about a back door and defenselessness and etc. So I assume something along those lines for now. I'll do that for now.
困っちゃったな。
There isn't much to talk about. It was an unfulfilling lunch. Only Magadera was in high spirits, while Yukika was despondent, and I did not know what to talk about. And like that, lunchtime comes to an end. Mrs. Zuri and Tosaka, the situations of those two had become only more convoluted.
三辻先輩ですか？今日はいらっしゃってませんが、伝言があればお伝えしますが。
ねえ、いや、姉貴ならまだ学校にいるんじゃない。さっき校舎で見たけど。
そうか、邪魔をした。
Just gonna go ask the source then?
エミヤ？バイトじゃないのかな？すぐ出てったから。
あー、もしかすると生徒会室かも。まだエミヤ出入りしてるから。けどどうかね。あいつ、どこにでもいるようでどこにもいないからな。
Both Mitsuzuri Aiko and Emiya Shiro are unavailable. This time, I've come to investigate by myself without Magadera or Yukika. Magadera has the enthusiasm, but her interests do not coincide with mine. Soshi is useless. Yukiya feels bad about the fight between Miss Osaka and Emiya, so forcing her to accompany me would be cruel. But this is becoming rather curious. Although I started investigating Mizuzuri Aiko out of mere curiosity, Miss Osaka and Emiya Shiro suddenly got involved and created a suffocating tension. However, fundamentally, the degradation of the relationship between Osaka and Emiya is a separate matter from the issue of Mizuzuri's boyfriend.
しかし
I mumbled to myself as I head towards the student council room.
あの生徒会長殿に直に当たるしかないのか。
If Emiya is there with him, I can just separate them and ask him alone. If Rito is there alone, I will have to ask him directly in order to clarify the truth about Mitsuzuri. I'm puzzled as to why I am so riled up about this, but I cannot accept giving up and wasting it all for nothing now.
3年の氷室だ。入るぞ。
The student council room is mostly empty. People say that the members of the current student council are too business-like. I feel like I've never seen another one. And as usual, the most enthusiastic man within the student council is the only one in the room. Emiya Shiro is absent.
寺の子が一人で残業か。
年内に引き継ぎの資料をまとめねばならないのでな。役所の娘ならば師走に向けて働く姿など見慣れたものだろう。
The student council president, Rito Issei, sternly closes his mouth. It goes without saying that he is a handsome man, but who do I know? But his expression is clearly showing his misgivings about me.
それはまた耳慣れぬ呼ばれ方だ。
自分にも竜道一世という名前がある。顔を合わせるなり寺のこと言われるのは気に障る話だと思わないか？
His manner is quite overbearing, but it must be because he is not familiar with me. I lightly bow my head to him. Continuing to argue over this will get me nowhere.
失礼した。それでは竜道一世君。
よろしい、氷室兼君。何か生徒会に用があるのですか？
Off to a fantastic start.
陸上部のようでもクラスのようでもない。貴方個人に用があってきた。
Rito's eyebrows furrow. That is understandable. He probably feels troubled to hear that I have personal business with him. I sit down in the chair he offers. I'm grateful that the room has already been cleared of other people. I straighten my back and face Rito.
私に用がある？
竜道、君は三辻綾子と付き合っているのか？
I forgo any preamble and just cut to the chase.
なんですと？付き合う？
寺の子、君も今かなり取り乱している。なるほどな。いや、邪魔をした。
待て、氷室兼。いきなりそれで帰ろうとするな。
He grabs onto my sleeve to stop me. It is a display of panic unbecoming of the student council president, who is known for being cool, calm, and collected.
私の用は済んだのだが、これ以上引きとどめても仕事の邪魔だろう。私の質問は忘れてもらって結構だ。
そうはいくものか。いきなり他人に三辻綾子と付き合っているかどうか尋ねておいて、忘れてくれで納得できる輩がこの世のどこにいる？
Rito flares up at me. I feel like it would be better for his happiness if we just did not continue the subject any further. But I suppose he cannot just let it go and forget about it.
そもそもなぜ自分とあの女が付き合っているという話が出てきた？
君より他に該当者が見当たらないからな。あの三辻城と釣り合いの取れる相手というのは。
Rito nods his head in understanding. No, Issei, your ego's too big. I think he accepted that, but a frown quickly descends upon his face.
あの女丈夫と釣り合いが取れるというのはなかなかの光栄ではあるが、それは回答になっていない。 そもそも君がこの方面に興味を持っているというのは意外だったが。
I mean...
三釣城が誰と付き合っているかという話題で、ただいささか無粋な好奇心を満たすために調べて回っているに過ぎない。
Although I wonder whether that will suffice as an answer.
先ほどは慌てていたが、さては竜道には意中の相手がいるのか。おお、その顔を見るとまんざらでもないようだな。
何を言うか。そういう君だって尊敬する相手の一人もいないのか。
尊敬する人物なら多い。竜道もその一人だ。世辞ではないぞ。そんな失礼な顔をするな。
自分も一目置く人物から言われるのは正直喜ば。いや、やはり世辞として受け取っておこう。
Ryudo clears his throat. I cannot tell whether this modest part of him is a virtue or a bad habit. Calling this modest is...
しかし、三釣が男女交際をしているとは自分も初耳だな。
私も昨日知ったばかりだ。候補者はまずは的を信じ、そして君だった。
Great. I'm sure it's great to be compared to him.
信じはありえないだろう。
Ryudo frowns. A small headache strikes me as I recall what happened in the back forest yesterday.
同じことを的を桜城に尋ねたら目を丸くしていた。
それは彼女も災難だったな。しかるに私も的を信じと同じぐらいにありえないと思うが、三釣の交際相手か。
I must have piqued his curiosity. Ryudo falls into a deep thought and eventually lets out a long sigh.
エミヤがもし三釣と付き合っているのであれば祝。
Emi's erroneous is Aiko. I never considered that possibility at all until now. That's only natural, after all.
だがな、氷室女子。エミヤが付き合っているのはあの遠坂凛ではないか。あのジョマ遠坂だぞ。女狐だ、女怪だ。それがエミヤをたぶらかしおってからに。ひどい話だと思わんか。おまけにエミヤもエミヤで矢に下がるありさまだ。
The possibility that Emiya could be Mrs. Zuri's boyfriend is completely excluded due to Mr. Saga. Seeming to have gotten a bit impassioned, Ryudo continues talking on and on towards me.
だからあの女狐だけは捨ておけと言ったのだ。エミヤの良き性質を遠坂の甘い魔性は蝕み損なう。そのあたりを早く悟れと何度言ってもエミヤはあの女に絡め取られたままだ。いいか、全くけしからん。
I wonder how blunt he is when he does this with Emiya. Like, I don't think I've actually seen a situation. Like, in the main game, it doesn't seem like anyone's under the impression he's dating anyone, so... Yeah. I wonder whether he's absorbed in deriding his longtime archenemy Tosaka or is deeply lamenting the fall of his friend.
悪行増言を私に聞かせてもらっても困るのだが。
It's sort of a worst of both worlds for him, isn't it?
そうであったか。とにかくエミヤと遠坂が付き合っているというのがいかんのだ。ああ、もし三釣綾子やセイバーさんがエミヤの伴侶であれば、この竜道一世喜び祝福し応援したものを。
Saber? He mentioned an unfamiliar name, but does it belong to someone from this country? Although, for Ryudo to add a polite honorific after her name, he must be well acquainted with her. How unusual for there to be a female that has become so familiar with Ryudo. I don't remember them actually interacting basically ever. I'm sure he's come over and they've had like tea and talked like occasionally, but suddenly I realized that I myself am speaking quite familiarly. Why can't I say that word? familiarly with him. Whatever.
氷室君でもまあエミヤの相手であれば望ましくはあるな。
君もとっさに大変なことを口にするな。今のをご当人に聞かせたいものだ。彼がどんな顔をするものか。
Oh my goodness, is that what happened?
No.
This class precedence of weakness seems to be that Emiya Shiro. Best girl. Just what kind of obsession do these two have? Magidera with Misto Saga, and him with Emiya. Some people are just hard to understand.
いや、それはやめていただければありがたい。
当たり前だ。私とてエミヤシロを捕まえ損ねているのだからな。前に君のことを彼に尋ねようとした時には。
Is it bad taste to touch upon such matters? However, Rito's eyes narrow into light as if he just heard good news. Oh, you should go celebrate with Mahidera.
ほう、本当か。それは。
嘘などついても一文の得にもならない。おそらくは恋人にはつきものの感情の行き違いであろうが。
Despite that, there are those who prematurely rejoice over it. I scored both Makidera and Rito Issei in my mind. I can imagine Mr. Saka saying, "Why are you guys so happy about other people's business?" And I would answer her thusly, "It is a beautiful girl's fate, accept it." What?
氷室君
That's just so honestly, who cares? My goodness. I guess it's like any other like celebrity shit, but yeah.
いや、なんでもない。とにかく三辻綾子が誰と付き合っているか。
ほう。三辻が苦手そうなのは知っている。エミヤのところのライダーさんだ。だが逆はなかなか思い当たらない。
Another unfamiliar name reaches my ears. Is that a nickname or her real name? A saber's a sword or a weapon, and rider's a driver of some sort. They are strange even as surnames. Yes, they are, which really makes me question why did they continue using them after everything went down? Even whatever. In any case, Rito seems to be out of ideas too. No, now that I've come to this point, I think of one other possibility. How long has it been? Seems to be noisy and boisterous outside, but in contrast, the inside of the student council room is filled with peace and tranquility.
ソチャで構わなければ飲むか、氷室君。
いや、意外だな。竜道会長とこんなに親しく話し込むことがあるというのは。
そうだったね。あなたは接触がなかっただけで元より自分に他意はない。我が生徒会執行部も君ほどの優秀な人材に恵まれていれば今頃は。
ヒムロいるか。
This almost feels like a good place to end the episode. This actually feels like a good place to end the episode. Hey guys, we're gonna go on a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger as the door busts down. I'll see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.